So, Blake, the last time we were here on Sequential Saturday, we were trying to find the skull. 50 Cent was trying to find a skull. There was a missing skull. But I got to tell you, there is no shortage of skulls in Warhammer 40K Space Marine. This guy's got like 18 skulls on him right now. He's got a skull belt buckle. He's got it on his backpack. He's got his shoulders. He's got it everywhere.
I think we've amped it up. We've gone from 50 cents to 40,000.
Right, exactly.
Is the K added yet, or is it just Warhammer 40,000 at this point?
It's either Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer 40K, depending on how many syllables you want to have. Welcome back, everybody, to Sequential Saturday here on Rage Light Time. Jeff.
I'm Blake.
We are checking out Space Marine, and if I've timed this all right, we should be finishing up this game right around the time when the sequel comes out. So,
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump in. The dark, grim darkness, grim dark. There is only war, and it never changes.
So Jeff, Space Marine.
Yes.
Halo?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sort of. Not really.
Much different. Much different.
Yeah. So Warhammer 40K is a really, like, apparently there's just like nothing in this universe except for people like either being like, in fact, Ajaxus, huh? You're either like some kind of work slave or some kind of Space Marine or some kind of poor schmuck. Oh shit, they've got a Titan?
Now,
that's cool.
If I know some lore of the Warhammer series, and I'm just curious, isn't there like an evil villain that's like killing like thousands of people a day to keep living or something? Isn't there like some Master Lord Overmind? Probably.
Maybe Chaos?
Chaos, probably.
Like Chaos thing? Exterminatus. Yes, negative strategic value. Oh, okay. So they're like, should we wipe the entire planet? But you can't do that because there's manufacturing and there's a Titan there. And so instead of either like,
unacceptable.
We can't send an entire cohort, escalate area denial, affirmative. So this is basically like, yeah. So instead of like glassing the planet or like shelling it, they're basically sending in like a small squad of Ultramarines to basically see if they can keep this Xeno shit under control until they can get their shit together. And that's who we are, the Ultramarines.
The Ultramarine. There's so much to unpack there, and I feel like you're just being thrown into this. Now, I'm surprised Sega. So Sega owns the Warhammer license?
I think they just published this one.
Okay.
So this is a long time ago. Right now, Relic actually made this, and they were known for making like RTS games around this time, as opposed to like action games. And they came out with this third-person action game, and it was like, oh, cool. But like, right now, Games Workshop will license Warhammer to anybody. But what I don't understand is that almost all of the like licensed Warhammer games are tactics games, or they're real-time strategy games, or they're like top-down kind of games. There's one that's like a Diablo-style game. Man, look at this guy.
I actually think that we did the Diablo-style game through a Let's Play.
Oh yeah,
at one point, or the dojo. I find it to be interesting that the Warhammer franchise there's so many different avenues that you can take it in terms of like the game styles. I don't know if another like Fortnite kind of does that, I guess, but like the fact that it's Warhammer is so fresh in mind of like you can go and build your characters and paint them, and like that's a world at the local game store that I'm very used to. So excited to see what Space Marines has to bring.
The things I know about Space Marines are that Lance. Oh wait, what's going on here?
It's generally everybody's first like squad they pick. Right?
They got jump packs. Well, they are like genetically enhanced clones, right? So they're like. It's funny because we're gonna see regular people at one point, but like Ultramarines are like 10 feet tall, and they're all genetically enhanced, and they're all like just for war. Like all they do is kill shit.
All they know is violence and destruction.
Yeah. But they also have like they have chainsaw swords, and like their guns are bolters. They shoot just like giant metal slugs. Like, all right, let's go.
I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like he's missing a helmet.
No. Once you get to be like an important person, then you don't have to wear a helmet anymore.
Yeah, because how else are you going to see the face?
And then the orcs.
The orcs.
Yep. I love Space Marine orcs so much.
I liked the beginning of the game with the little main title sequence where it was just him just destroying orcs' faces.
Yep, pretty much. Well, that's what we're going to be doing. I actually forgot. I went back and played this a little bit to make sure that it worked. And this is one of the first games I'd forgotten for a while. One of the first games that I saw where, like, in order to keep you, like, in the action, they want you to use this system where you, like, hit the Y button to stun an orc, and then you hit the B button to execute them to get your health back. So it's a lot like what Doom did.
It's kind of like what 50 Cent did with the BBB thing.
Yeah. Well, so that would just give us that just gave us time, like where we weren't getting shot in the face. Ooh. So yeah, apparently you and I's sequential bit at the moment is I can, like, execute some motherfuckers is the whole thing. So.
Mercenaries, orcs, same thing.
Yeah. This gun doesn't have enough bullets in it, or this bolter doesn't have enough bolts in it. All right, faces.
I think you do have unlimited ammo. I think you just have to reload.
Yeah. You have different guns, but the crappy one has, especially the pistol.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh,
blow that shit up.
Wait, hold on for a second. I just want to. No, that was what I was looking for. Okay, never mind. I think that my vertical sync might not be set on.
Well, this
now.
is called a bigger challenge for you.
Well, it's more just like I don't like the screen tearing that I'm seeing, but
well, in space, nobody can see your screen tear.
That's true. If only I wasn't putting this. Okay. Wasn't putting this video online for everybody to see. God damn it, dude! Just hit somebody and then fucking stab them. There you go.
So do you get health when you actually do the stun slash?
Yes.
Okay.
So you have the little yellow bar is like the shield at the top.
Okay.
And then once that's depleted, then the red bar is your health, and that will actually go down. Like, you get that back from doing the execution moves.
Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I hate cluttered UIs. This is so clean. This is such a clean, like, UI. There's only a health bar, and then there's, like, a little weapon thing in the bottom right. That's
this
it.
Motherfucker over here.
Get off my ship,
Spice Marine! I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do stupid. Hey, fuckface! Come on.
Boom.
Combat rolls. Oh, sure, because there's, like, grenades everywhere here.
Well, they just killed themselves.
Well, orcs are not exactly.
They are not the smartest beings.
I do like the fact I feel like we don't see as many. Oh, shit. How about that? Yeah, there you go. Space orcs. I like space orcs.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired of, like, medieval fantasy
Are
orcs.
you a dork for orcs?
The orcs in Warhammer 40K, I've said this before, but I don't think you've ever been here when I've said this. So there's a thing. I don't know if it's for real. Because they changed the canon on Warhammer constantly, but. One of the things that they've said is, like, orcs, like, all their shit is just, like, made of trash that they've just kind of piled up, and that all orcs are, like, vaguely psychic, because there's, like, psychics and psychers and stuff in this universe, and so their technology doesn't actually work. What happens is that they put it together, and then they use, like, this psychic power they don't know they have to basically make it work through force of will. So their guns don't actually shoot. They're just, like, using this innate psychic power they don't know they have to make the bullet fly out of the gun really quickly.
That's odd. So you're saying that with one orc they can't do anything? With multiple orcs, is it the conjoined effort of...
Well, the thing is, they have this whole thing called WOG. It's like their spirit.
Yeah.
Their spirit is like the WOG. And, like, so, yeah, that when you have more orcs all together, the field becomes stronger, allowing them to, build junk ships with giant skulls on the front. So
that's pretty rad.
Which I've always liked that, the idea of, like, this race that's so stupid they don't know that they're building stuff, but they don't actually have to do that. They're all just a bunch of stupid Professor X's.
So just because I like to get my magic in at least once an episode, there is a Warhammer 40K magic set.
Okay.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most popular commander sets they've released. And,
nice.
I find it to be interesting that, like, Warhammer and Magic the Gathering like just go hand in hand. Like it's not. It's probably the easiest crossover that you could do.
Yeah.
Because it's so similar in terms of the species.
Space Marine!
Like there is literally like goblins are kind of like there are orcs in Magic the Gathering, but goblins are like the heavy.
Hold on for just a second. I
Heavy
want
character load.
to like.
He wants to fix the screen tears, y'all.
I want to see if the thingy is the thingy. All right, so I tried to check if the VSync was turned off, and it wasn't. But we did have to replay that whole first part. But yeah.
That was a pretty badass part, so I think in terms of if you're going to replay a part, I'm totally fine with that one. I think there should be like a total orc kill count in the bottom right.
Oh,
that would be fun.
No, like when you see the number of orcs that you start fighting, it'll be like, Blake, I don't have that much time.
I don't know if there are numbers that will equate to how many orcs. So is it kind of like
because like that's like what, like 8 guys right there.
So in terms of the game, you've played this game before, I'm assuming. Yes?
I played it when it originally came out.
Okay.
I've loaded it up a few times since then, but I don't think I've got much further than this first level. So
okay, because I'm curious, like mechanic-wise, is it just kind of like a never-ending horde type game, where you just kind of like mash and it's kind of like a Dynasty Warriors thing? A little bit,
you can see that we're just about to. There's a little bit more to it than that. Like here, we just are picking up a bolter. So we have the bolter as opposed to just the pistol, and that's like like a proper ass machine gun as opposed to a
little potato shooter.
Yeah, a little dinky thing. If you call like something that shoots just like solid cast iron bolts, like a bullet dinky, but
little dinky winky.
Yeah. No. So the interesting thing is that here we've got hordes of orcs, but then in the sequel, the enemy is the Tyranids, and they're like the Zerg, and they're like oh shit. Hey,
fellow Space Marine.
Yeah. Motherfucker, don't you make me come over there. And like, if you think there are a lot of orcs, there are like way more Tyranids. So, but I remember reading an article about this game when they were making it, where they said like this was coming out around the same time when like cover shooters were really popular.
Yeah.
And they specifically wanted to make a game that encouraged you to like get up in people's faces as opposed to sitting behind cover. Because you think about this like in relation to something like Gears of War.
Yeah,
we also have big beefy beef boys beefing it up, but that's all about hiding behind chest high cover. And in this one,
and then waiting
like,
for the right opportunity. This one's just like, hey, go meet your doom.
Like, how do you get health back? By getting up in somebody's face and punching the shit out of them. So, all right, let me get. What the fuck? Are there more of you? Oh, were you not dead? I thought you were dead. What about this?
Ah! I wonder if, like back in the day when this came out, I wonder if I got put off because it was Warhammer.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that I didn't like it. It was just like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't understand that game.
Yeah.
Well, like it's kind of a weird like learning curve that even though this game to me seems like the best thing to do, like anybody could play this game.
Sure.
But like like the point and click Warhammer games that might be a little politically driven in terms of the universe.
Yeah,
that's got to be like a huge
it's also none of them. I mean, I'm going to say this even about this one, right? None of them are very good at explaining just what in the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
like
I mean, like when you were describing at the very beginning of the game, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, like you really have to be able to infer a lot of stuff. And they're basically just trading on the idea of like, hey, don't these guys look cool? And you know what orcs are, right?
Yeah.
Like, so these cool guys are going to shoot a bunch of orcs. Don't you want to do that? And you're like, oh, hell yeah, I do. Legolas, stop that.
Legolas.
Just my pride, sir. Just my feelings. That sounds like asshole talk.
Does he have like 2 corks in his head?
They've got like it's like a psychic, it's like a brain computer interface type of thing.
Oh, okay.
He's the rule follower of the group, which is weird because he's like the polar opposite of the Poindexter.
What year? So what year did this come out?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't actually remember, but it was a PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 game.
Okay,
so we're like,
okay.
we're back. It is not a new game, but I'll be goddamned if the PC version, which is what we're playing here, doesn't look fantastic. Like, you know, it's a little rough around the edges, but by and large, it's pretty fantastic. I mean, like,
I'm looking up to see when it actually came out.
yeah. It's hard also to find stuff on it because it's just called Warhammer 40K Space Marine.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'm realizing now, I'm like, that's a terrible Google search. That
Right.
will tell me nothing.
Like, it's like the disambiguation on Wikipedia is like 600 things. Do you mean the board game expansion, the tabletop game? There was like another thing I think with Space Marine as like a subtitle.
2011.
2011.
And it has a 92% approval rating on Steam, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's got a very good like Metacritic rating as well. I don't know. This is I was looking forward to coming back and playing this because it's just so. I'm a huge fan of just pure, unadulterated ultra violence, and that is what this is.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how you would dislike this game. This seems like a very much like, I don't know, man. I had a hard week, and I just want to come home and just
shoot orcs.
Yeah, just blow fucking things up.
Like there's no okay, so like these are normal Imperial Marines.
Yeah.
And you can see how much
we're gonna call
shorter-
these normies, okay?
This is like what a normal person these guys are like 6 foot tall normal Marines, and you can see that we're just like a head and a half taller than that.
We're in the NBA of Marines.
Yes.
And then they're just a pickup game. My lord. Oh, they are gods.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Rise, guardsmen. You saved yourselves. We thought you did.
We would be, my lord.
Yeah, the poor Imperial Marines, they are
Lieutenant,
oof.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
at the front line.
Lieutenant.
Follow the trench network to the lieutenant's command bunker.
They've got I think these guys have like
We rendezvous with Sedona.
like there's one of their units that's just like a commandant that like stands behind them and has like a very kind of Third Reichish hat that will like if they turn around from combat they get shot like in the Russian army basically.
Jeez.
Like because you know like it makes sense for the dude in the 10-foot tall blue fucking armor to fight a million orcs, but like this is just a guy.
Yeah, just let the guy live, man.
Yeah. So they're not having a very good day.
No, they're passed out.
Yeah. They partied too hard last night.
Partied with the orcs.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Yeah. They did. They went head-to-head Jaeger bombs with those orcs and just they're all tuckered out. All right. Brrr.
I'm in position at a broken monument near the guard lines.
Okay. Everything
the
is broken.
gods.
Is it that? Is that the broken monument?
That's got to be the broken monument.
What I really want, Blake. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm like, I know that this game gives you like the chainsaw sword.
You're like,
And
I want more violence.
The chainsaw sword. I want a sword that is also a goddamn chainsaw. I'm tired of having a big knife.
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain.
He must have slept on his side of his face there. And got some imprint.
Save some orcs for you.
Like you sleep on a really hot day in the car and you just got like
the yeah. You just got the imprints of everything that you slept on.
yeah.
Orc behavior would be to dismantle or destroy the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not use it to keep our forces at bay.
Oh,
Strategy behind it.
they got a war boss.
No fool.
This day is getting interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
We're talking cliches only.
Jump to the surface.
All right.
I saw a crash near here, I take it.
Yes.
Oh snap!
The horde hasn't turned on itself. It's still under his control.
Wow. I like the noise that makes.
Yep. The Mark 11 Hell's Teeth Chainsword is close combat weapon of choice among Space Marines, combining terrible power and great speed.
I'll tell you what. Let's just
So-
call it a chain sword. Why do we have to name it with an 11th? Yes.
Yeah! There you go. Now you're cooking. I like the way it stuns like 8 guys at the same time.
There are things that make Jeff happy, but nothing more than chainsword deaths with orcs.
Yes. Yes. Again, I think that like, you know, this was really popular in Doom 2016, but like, you know, this was what, 2011 you said, right?
Yeah, this is
like
2011,
so because it was kind of a similar thing. Now they did a different thing. Oh god. You didn't even use the chainsword. No, stun him, stun him. Aw, they're all dead. Got such
Well,
big
I mean, now
feet.
you have no one to party with. So you have no one to blame but yourself.
Oh, man.
Besides your Space Marine self.
The Space Marines. They play too hard.
They do. They're like the superheroes of the playground.
Yeah.
No, you can't kill me because I have invincible powers. Like, Superman bothers me to this day because of that. No, I actually can fly and see X-ray and every little freaking superhero ability I can withstand.
There's a million people that have that power set. There's a million characters that are fine that have that power set.
No, because then it's like, you know, the mom gets involved and it's like, no, son, you need to have some sort of kryptonite. Okay. It's like this little tiny rock that's just like, yeah, this little rock here on the playground. I can't stand next to that.
Rogue from the X-Men has that power set.
I mean,
Flight, super strength, and invulnerability. That's like Captain Marvel's powers that Rogue stole. Like, there are a lot of characters. Captain Marvel, that's what Captain Marvel has. Like,
for some reason, though, like Rogue, like, I just feel like you put her against Doomsday,
yeah.
she gonna die. Like,
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, that's why I'm like, you know, Superman, for what it's worth, yes, he's taken on huge, like, villains and all that stuff. But, like, Rogue's being just as powerful for me just doesn't seem like a like for like.
Yeah.
You know, she's, like, sneaky powerful.
I don't know. There are a lot of characters. I mean, the thing is, Michael and I get into this argument all the time. I mean, we're both on the same side. Oh, shit. So they just strap dynamite to a really ugly dog, basically. Like, Superman has existed for so long. He's got people that can beat him up. Mongol can beat up Superman. Doomsday can beat up Superman. Brainiac can beat up... But
His emotions could beat him up, too.
Well, yeah. And then you think, who's Superman's greatest nemesis? A businessman with no powers.
Yeah,
like, that's his greatest nemesis. So, obviously, the strength thing, like, that isn't the most important part of Superman.
Also, are we going to live in a world where Elon Musk is going to lose all of his hair and he's just going to become Lex Luthor? I'm just curious.
Well, Blake, first we need a Superman. Like, before...
Who's the equivalent of that? See, the thing is that you would be like, you know, 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh, The Rock. Well, The Rock is Black Adam, and nobody likes that movie, so you can't say that he's the real-life Superman.
What did he say? What was that thing he said where it's like he's changing the power in the DC universe forever, changing the status quo?
God, who would be... Okay,
Get out of here.
Earth is getting invaded by a shit ton of orcs, right?
Yeah.
Controlled by Doomsday.
Yeah.
Who are we sending to go save us?
Like,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, would Earth collectively get together and send LeBron James? I don't think so, right? I just
no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like,
I mean, like if the
if the orcs want to play basketball, then maybe.
yeah, well, if the guys from like what do they
Space
call
Jam?
them? Yeah, what are the bad guys in Space Jam? Like
the Monstars.
if the Monstars are invading Earth, then yes, you would go get LeBron.
This is a very important question that will never be answered.
Yeah.
Who would we send? I guess people in the chat. Who would you send?
Like military.
No. We need an actor, Jeff. We need a real actor to deal with real problems like that.
Oh shit. Whoa. Boy.
You could send a military actor, right?
What does that mean? Like
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is he a military? He's a military actor.
I think he just does a lot of military roles.
What about that? What about the guy that was in the guy that played Tuco in Breaking Bad? That was like in every military movie from the '90s. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Tuco. That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he was the big cartel boss in like season 2.
Oh yeah.
of Breaking Bad.
Tight.
Yes, yeah, that guy. And he was in like so many '90s
he
movies
was.
as like a military guy.
You're
like,
sending Tuco.
send a Tuco.
We're gonna send Tuco. The orcs get out of the ship. He's
Oh
like,
shit!
Tight.
Oh shit! Oh man, he's fucked me up. Okay, well, how about a grenade? Oh, did that work? Sort of.
Oh,
God.
damn.
Oh my god! Oh no! Oh shit! Okay.
Get out of there, Jeff.
I gotta get out of here.
You need more space for your Marine.
What?
Oh.
Only in death does duty end. Duty. Okay, we don't have to like run into my head like that.
You just get because you died too soon. His workout wasn't over yet.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have action stars as much anymore, right? Like, I guess it's The Rock is
Yeah.
Kind of the only one. Vin Diesel.
Who would
like
we-
the whole cast of
Oh.
the Fast and the Furious?
See, now it's an easier question: is who would you don't want to send? I don't want to send Vin Diesel. I don't want to send Mark Wahlberg. I don't want to send like. There's so many more people that you could say that you do not want to
I
send.
just watched that new Bad Boys movie, and both
Oh, I
Will
did
Smith
too.
and Martin Lawrence are pretty old at this point.
Yeah, but spoilers. Can we just say how crazy it is that like the kid who plays Reggie? I'm gonna say kid.
Oh no, don't say it. Don't talk
Okay.
about that. Don't,
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I agree with you. I know what you're about to say, and I agree with you. And that was my favorite part of that entire movie.
Well,
but
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like the only movies that actor is in is legitimately Bad Boys. Like there's
Right.
no other movie that's like it's the only thing he's in. I just think
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
yeah.
He has a recurring role.
And what a role. Yeah, between him and Will Smith's secret cartel son from the last movie, I'm like, can I watch a Bad Boys movie with these two guys? Because, like,
Yeah, like
no offense
actually
or
that's true,
anything,
but yeah, like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, you're old news. You know?
they're just old, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it happens to everybody. You don't stay young forever.
Actually, what's crazy? Last night I watched Bad Boys 1 because one of my friends was watching, and I just happened to like hang out with him. And it was like, yeah, Martin Lawrence is so young in the first one.
Yeah.
He looks completely different.
Yep.
Will Smith, for some reason, looked exactly the same, but I don't know how he does that. That's just
Yeah.
like not aging. Maybe Will Smith is the person you send. Maybe he goes and smacks an orc up. You know what I mean? Like
Slaps the orc upside the head. I don't know. I'm just still trying to wrap my head around the idea that we're gonna send like an actor. Like the Monstars are invading. Who should we send? And I'm like, I don't know, like a cop or something, or like
they can't do anything. You need an actor.
Can I please just? Oh, there we go. Yeah, fuck off now. Oh shit. Oh my god, he put it in his mouth. Put the chainsaw sword in the guy's mouth. Oh, I wish you would have told me how to do the heavy stun before. There you go.
You know, I think
rid
who
of
would
that guy.
actually do a pretty decent job is like a Goodwill,
Who's that?
like sending them to the Sean Astin.
Imperial Guard.
Sean Astin.
Yeah, I think he'd, it's a Goodwill method. You know, he'd figure out a way to fix the problem.
Space Marines.
Okay.
You're not following with the joke, but the whole point
I'm
is
not.
there is no joke. It's just I'm just like I like Sean Astin. He's a nice guy,
Okay.
and I'm just thinking of like, oh, he did such a good job in Lord of the Rings, you
Yeah.
know. So well, why not? Why not have him be the sidekick?
Was he like a bad guy? He was a bad guy in some. Was he like the jerk guy in like Hitch or something? Or he was like
maybe.
he was like a jerk character.
I remember-
like an
well-
80s jerk guy in some movie.
Well, I remember in 50 First Dates, he was the overroided jock. And taking like steroids or whatever, which is pretty freaking hilarious.
There you go. All right. Hey, are you the lieutenant? You don't have a helmet on, so you're probably a character I should know.
Thank the Emperor.
Who?
So all of mankind is ruled by a god emperor.
Second Lieutenant Mira.
Yeah, but what about in the game?
Captain Titus, the Ultramarines.
You are in command.
I'm all that's left, my lord. Unless my commanders rise from the grave.
Oh shit, like Altered
I'm
Beast.
content to stay put.
Lieutenant, the scouts have returned to forward base.
Are they all space Brits?
I sent out.
I do not like that then, Jeff. You don't like the Space Marines? Maybe we just call them the Space Cadets
Don't
then.
have the numbers to make an assault.
Like, are we saying that this was a future
All our support
where, like, when mankind left Earth and started going into space, it was only British people who went?
Well, that's the proper English that we saved now, didn't it?
warn you, my lords. We've got a slight orc problem down here.
Or does it just not sound like it sounds wrong when somebody with a southern accent is like, "Thank God you're here, my lords."
I just people that call a trunk the boot. I'm not sure we can trust them. I'm
Wait,
not
what
sure.
is that? What is that?
The boot?
No. Oh, what is this? The Purity Seal. What is that? Fury unlocked. Oh shit. Oh right. You now have Fury gauge, and when you do that, you enter Fury mode, and all close combat attacks are enhanced, and you regain health. So basically, we also have a fucking Rage mode.
Only that
Fury.
Yep.
The Titan Invictus at Manufactorum Ajacis.
Invictus.
That was 2 weeks ago, and we've lost contact with them.
Okay.
To reach that Titan.
Your fastest route is across the rail bridge behind the gun complex. It leads directly to the western gates of the Manufactorum.
Sounds good. Let's get to the front lines.
I like how they took manufacturing plant and then just put manufactorum. That works.
Well, what is that thing? That thing that was going around the internet where it's like men think about the Roman Empire like
Once a day.
once every 2 hours or something like that. It's like I haven't thought about the Roman Empire once until you said it.
But see, that could also mean like WWE. So it's like, you know, they have to be more specific with their Roman empires.
Like Roman Reigns, like the Empire of Roman Reigns.
Hey, you know wrestling.
Yeah, what now? Oh my God, they just explode in one hit. I love it. Whoa!
If there's a Space Marine movie,
Yeah.
I bet the main character is played by John Cena.
I don't know, man. Like John Cena's kind of got he's kind of like The Rock, where like, yeah, he's a big old tough guy and everything, but whenever he has to be actually serious, I can't really take it seriously.
The only time that I've ever taken him seriously, and for some strange reason, is Peacemaker. There's moments in Peacemaker that are somewhat like shitty serious things, but yes, I know he's not going to be a dramatic.
But he's also ridiculous.
Of course.
Like,
oh yeah, he's fucking wearing like underwear, like naked most of the time. So
yeah,
I totally get that. I just think that I could see John Cena being in a giant fucking outfit because he kind of looks like the body line of the outfit anyway.
I think Henry Cavill is making a Warhammer movie. I think that's
Really?
I think that was like why he left The Witcher or I don't know. There's a whole thing with that it's not worth getting into. But I think
I didn't really like The Witcher TV show anyway.
He's a big fat dork, and he like plays 40K. So I think he like signed on with somebody to do kind of like the way that Carl Urban did the Judge Dredd.
Yeah, because he just likes Dredd.
Because he liked the Judge Dredd property. So I think that Henry Cavill is doing something similar. Which Henry Cavill, that would work. You know, I can see him saying serious lines and being serious.
You know what works is when people do things that they have an interest in already. You know what I mean? Like I imagine sometimes movies come out where it's like, I didn't really feel that. You know, like the director's just attached to it because he has to be. But if somebody has a passion project, 1,000 times better.
Last time when Fallout came out, I felt like that was the case with Fallout, where it seemed like the people involved with that show
really liked
it, and knew what they were talking about.
They understood the assignment.
Yeah. There's a turret? I don't want to use it. Why do I have to use it? Where's the turret? Okay, tell me where this turret is. Is it back here? I was doing all right until you told me to use the turret. God, get out of here, you fucks! It's a good thing that friendly fire isn't turned on in this game.
Yeah, that would be pretty difficult.
Where's the turret they're talking about? All right, fine. Fuck you guys. Hurrah! And just do it the old-fashioned way. One chain sword and maximum effort. Urgh. Get out of here. Damn it. Okay. Where the hell was that turret they told me to get on? They said get on the turret. And then there wasn't.
There goblins in the Warhammer lore?
Yeah. They're like the little guys that I've been axing.
So are goblin and orcs like friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of on the same side.
Gotcha.
Green dudes doing green dude stuff.
Now, what about in real life? Is there
Are goblins real?
Are goblin and orcs friends in real life? How much Warhammer have you been playing?
The thing is that they always do this. I'm glad they're going to Tyranids next because the Warhammer universe has some crazy ass shit.
Oh, and like that is
like,
not without. If you ever go or ever have a chance to go into a Warhammer store, even if you don't have an interest, and look at the fucking models.
Yep,
they're incredible.
A Stalker Bolter. Oh shit, is that a sniper rifle?
There are legitimate stores just called Warhammer that are fully licensed Warhammer stores, and I went into one. Didn't leave with anything, but it was just amazing to see the artwork and all of the touches they would do on these miniatures that you would use in an actual Warhammer game.
Yep.
And, and if you don't know what Warhammer is and you're watching this video game, I can only describe it as movable objects within dice rolls that as you come closer to other objects that have somewhat of interaction or enemies, you dice roll pertaining to your stats. So it's kind of like a miniature Dungeons and Dragons, I guess. And it like uses the game pieces as your actual characters.
Well,
which
I mean, like also D&D a lot of times does have like a
they have like
a mat and like miniatures. Like you could play D&D
Like
with
a Warhammer.
miniatures,
Yeah.
like Warhammer. But Warhammer, I believe, has like specific rules based on like, like height values.
Right, like there's a
and,
lot of
like,
measuring. Right?
Yeah. But I don't know because that shit's way too expensive, and I don't even want to try it because it's like I've talked about in the I don't ever want a fast car, Blake, because then I'll know like how crappy my current car is, and then I'll be like, I need a fast car. I can't go back to having a slow car. So I'm all right with just not.
You know how I can best describe that for me?
There you go.
It was when I went from like dial-up to broadband.
Yep.
That was such a huge
Yep.
jump that there was no way in hell I'm doing anything less than that. As well as screens.
Yeah.
Going from one
SD
screen to two
HD.
screens. Or or SD
yep.
to HD, like
Yep.
screen real estate. Like, oh my God, these things will change your life.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
Yeah, I'm not going back to it. I hate using laptops with
Yep.
just one screen. I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with my laptop?
Unfortunately, like in the current gen of systems, for me, that's become frame rate.
Oh,
I
okay.
want everything
Yeah.
to be 60 frames per second. It used to be like that, and I won't like not play games because they're not 60 FPS.
But
when
you're gonna criticize them a little harder, right?
Well, but
it's gonna be harder to come back.
Gotta, like I'm more willing to play a mediocre game that runs at 60 FPS. I'm fine playing a very good game that runs at 30 or less. But like I'm not willing to play a mediocre game that's not
Optimized.
It's not optimized. Yeah. And there've been a lot of games out there where it's been like, well, this kind of looks like shit. Wait, can I not go up there? Or where am I going? Guys, I'm lost.
So my question is though, with the when did 60 frames per second become a general thing in video games? Was it recent, or is it like, are we dating like 10 years now?
I think I don't actually know the answer to that. I mean, I know that like Call of Duty was a factor in that because the Call of Duty games were all like 60 FPS. But I think that there's also, the frames per second like question starts to come up more when you get into the flat panel generation as opposed to CRTs. Like it wasn't as much of a thing around that time. Motherfucker, throwing goddamn grenades at me. But I don't actually know. All I know is that like at a certain point it started to become a thing where like PC players were like, if it's not 60 frames per second, I don't want to play it. Ooh, what's that?
Now I'm gonna say something probably like that doesn't relate to
an
anything.
audio log.
I remember that if you wanted to see how good a PC ran in this time frame that I'm thinking about, Crysis 2 was the thing to see. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that has any particular, I don't know, cement of like, oh, that's kind of when, frame rates mattered and all that. Like that's kind of where I first started noticing like, oh, you can run Crysis 2, but can you run it at so many frames per second? Right.
Right. The thing is that
Nice.
the recent gen of consoles and stuff have been like Sophie's choice, basically. Like every game wants you to make a choice between, do you want it to have like ray tracing or do you want it to run at like 60 frames per second? And I can't wait until we move to a generation where it's like we can by default have both those things turned on, because it still feels like a choice from an older generation of like, do you want it to run better or faster?
It's almost like that stupid full screen widescreen stuff they used to do with DVDs. Right, like, do you want to watch it in full screen and buy it this way? Or,
right.
Yeah, a little
before we
more,
all had 16:9 monitors.
Right, yeah, it's just like, man, I don't want to not see half the fucking movie because you're zoomed in.
Yeah,
screw that.
All right. Well, you know what? I think that we're gonna wrap it up there. We're on our way to the big orc cannon, and we got ourselves a sniper rifle and a chainsaw sword. Great start. Ooh, is that ammo? Yes,
now that is truly a Warhammer start.
Give me that. So yeah, hey everybody, hit the like, subscribe button. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Yeah. And once you're done there, go to patreon.com/rage select. Helps out, kick us some bucks, get some bonus videos in return. Come hang out on the Discord server. Yeah, there's so many things that you could be doing. That will that we would enjoy, and you will enjoy, and everybody will enjoy, and everybody will have a smile on their face and be happy. So, yeah, go do that. And then once they're done doing that, Blake, what else should they do?
Well, as you're mindlessly probably watching or listening to those videos, you have tabs open and probably doing multitasking thing.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and after you're done doing the patreon.com/rageselect, go ahead and also open a new tab with patreon.com/junkfoodcinema. Join us as well. We are a movie-based Discord that do a lot more than just movies, so you combine both things.
Yep.
You do yourself a favor. I know you're not actually watching the video just like me. You're actually doing a bunch of other things, but you like to hear our voices. So just open that tab, go to patreon.com, and we're all good and to go.
Oh. So they haven't been seeing that I've been just like kicking so much ass that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll get into this later. But if you're on YouTube, you sometimes multitask, right, and just doing other things.
So the 2 monitors come in.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
What a circle.
Anyway, join us back here next week for more Warhammer 40K Space Marine. We'll see you then, everybody. Bye.